Have you ever walked away from an interaction thinking, she's just being nice, right? And then later you realize you missed something obvious? Here's the truth. Most men don't lose because they're unattractive. They lose because they misread signals, they hesitate at the wrong moment, or they push at the wrong moment. And the scariest part is this: a woman can desire you and still never make it easy for you. Not because she's playing games, but because attraction often shows up indirectly, through patterns, timing, and small choices she makes around you. So in this video, I'm going to give you 7 signs that a woman desires you. Signs rooted in social psychology, nonverbal behavior, and real-world interaction dynamics. And I'll do it in a way that protects you from the 2 biggest traps: imagining attraction that isn't there, and missing attraction that is. Because desire is not one single signal. It's a cluster, a package. 1 clue can be coincidence, 2 clues can be friendly, 3 clues start to form a direction. 4 or more clues? Now you're dealing with a pattern. And patterns are where the truth lives. Before we start, lock this in. Desire without safety doesn't last. If you want genuine attraction, strong, sustained attraction, you must signal self-control, respect, and emotional steadiness. Not nice guy approval seeking. I mean calm strength, boundaries, timing, and the ability to read what's happening without forcing it. Now let's get into it. The first sign is this: she creates reasons to stay in your orbit. And I'm not talking about obvious chasing. I'm talking about proximity with intention. In human behavior, proximity is one of the most reliable indicators of interest because attention follows value. People drift toward what they enjoy, what they're curious about, and what they want more of. So watch what she does with her position around you. Does she consistently end up near you even when she doesn't have to? Does she choose the seat that keeps her in your line of sight? Does she coincidentally appear where you are, or extend the conversation past the point where it could naturally end? Here's the key detail. If she desires you, she will often create soft invitations. Not a direct "I want you," but a situation where you can lead. She lingers. She slows down. She stays a little longer than necessary. She times her exit so you have space to continue talking. She gives you an opening. And a lot of men ruin this moment because they either do nothing, fearful of being wrong, or they jump into intensity too fast. The correct move is neither. The correct move is to step into that opening with calm direction. Keep your tone grounded. Make the conversation slightly more personal. Test for mutuality. Not with pressure, but with progression. Because desire loves momentum, but it hates chaos. The second sign: her body mirrors you more than you think. Mirroring is a well-known social behavior. It happens when people feel rapport, comfort, and attraction. It can be subtle, matching your pace, your gestures, your posture, your rhythm. If you lean back, she leans back. If you speak slower, she slows down. If you smile, she smiles back. Not politely, but naturally. Now, don't become paranoid and start testing her like a robot. That's not the point. The point is, when a woman desires you, her nervous system starts syncing with yours. She becomes tuned in. And one of the biggest tells is that she reacts to you instantly, almost automatically. Look for coordinated movement. You shift, and she shifts. You tilt your head, and she tilts hers. You lower your voice, and she leans in. You pause, and she pauses. These tiny synchronizations are often stronger indicators than words because words can be edited. The body is faster than the mind. There's another layer to this. If she is comfortable with you, her body will open toward you. Feet pointed toward you. Torso angled toward you. She turns her shoulders to face you. She gives you access. She doesn't hide behind objects. She isn't constantly creating barriers. And here's the part most men miss. Sometimes desire shows up as nervous energy, not smooth confidence. She might fidget, play with her hair, adjust her clothes, touch her neck, fix something that doesn't need fixing. Not because she's insecure, but because attraction increases arousal, physiological arousal, and the body looks for an outlet. Your job is not to interpret every movement. Your job is to notice the direction. Is her body moving toward connection or away from it? The third sign: she invests, then checks if you notice. This is one of the most powerful signs because it's not about vibes, it's about effort. A woman who desires you starts putting small investments into the interaction. She asks questions that go beyond surface level. She remembers details. She references something you said earlier. She checks in later. She sends something that reminded her of you. She reacts to your content. She makes time. She gives attention consistently. And then she often does something interesting. She tests whether you appreciate it without turning needy. This is where men fail. If she invests and you respond with overexcitement, constant availability, and approval seeking, you kill the polarity. But if she invests and you respond with coldness or arrogance, you break trust. The sweet spot is appreciative leadership. You acknowledge it lightly, you reward it, but you don't pedestalize it. Think of desire like a fire. Investment is fuel. Your job is to add oxygen, space, and direction, so the fire grows, not to dump water on it with insecurity, and not to smother it by hovering. If she's the one reopening conversations, bringing up inside jokes, or finding reasons to keep your connection alive, that's rarely random. Desire creates continuity. People don't keep returning to what they feel nothing for. The fourth sign, she gives you windows into her world. This is one of the deepest forms of desire, and it's misunderstood. When a woman desires you, she doesn't only want you to like her, she wants you to understand her. That's a big difference. So she starts revealing personal preferences, little stories about her day, opinions, values, and emotional reactions. She shares what she likes, what she hates, what annoys her, what excites her. She sends you music. She shows you something she cares about. She brings you into her reality. Psychologically, this is a form of self-disclosure. Healthy intimacy grows through gradual self-disclosure. Each person revealing more as trust and attraction develop. A woman who feels nothing for you might keep things polite. A woman who desires you starts opening doors. But here's the key. She won't open every door at once. She will open a small window and watch how you respond. Do you judge her? Do you try to impress her? Do you make it about you? Or do you listen, understand, and lead the conversation deeper without getting heavy? If you want to intensify attraction, you must pass these windows with maturity. You don't need to agree with everything she says. You need to be stable enough to handle her reality. Women are drawn to men who can stay grounded while still being emotionally present. So if she's giving you access, little pieces of herself, recognize what that means. It's not friendship, it's potential. And potential either grows or dies depending on how you handle it. The fifth sign, she flirts by challenging you. A lot of men think flirting is compliments, giggles, and obvious attraction. That's one style, yes, but a very common style, especially with women who have confidence, is playful resistance. She teases you. She jokes at your expense. She questions you. She says, "Oh, really?" with a look that dares you to back it up. She acts unimpressed, but she keeps engaging. She challenges your statements. She pushes back lightly. She tests your frame. This is not disrespect. This is play. In many seduction frameworks, this is a test of composure, not because she wants to make you suffer, but because she wants to feel that you're not easily shaken. Desire is attracted to strength, and strength shows up as emotional control. If she challenges you and you get defensive, you shrink. If she challenges you and you become hostile, you become unsafe. But if she challenges you and you stay playful, calm, and grounded, now you're speaking her language. The subtext is, can you handle me? And if you can, the attraction grows. So when she says something like, you think you're smooth, don't you? That is not a rejection. That is an invitation to spar, an invitation to lead. And the best response is not to explain yourself. It's to keep it light. Smile. Hold eye contact. Give a short, confident reply. Then move forward. Because desire responds to confidence that doesn't beg. The sixth sign. She seeks your attention when it's not convenient. This one is extremely telling because it reveals priority. When a woman desires you, she finds moments to connect even when she's busy, even when she's around other people, even when she could ignore you and no one would blame her. She looks over at you across the room. She checks if you noticed her. She reacts to your presence. And one of the strongest versions of this is what I call attention correction. If your attention is not on her, if you're focused elsewhere, she does something subtle to bring it back. It might be a comment, a quick question, a playful interruption, a look, a text, not dramatic. Just enough to pull your focus. Now, you must be mature here. Do not turn this into a power game. Do not punish her. Do not become manipulative. Just recognize it. Desire wants acknowledgement, not worship, acknowledgement. Also pay attention to how she responds to your absence. Does she disappear completely? Or does she re-engage after a gap? Does she reopen contact? Does she send something that gives you a reason to talk again? People protect their time. If she repeatedly gives you slices of it, she is communicating value. And here's a detail that most men miss. Desire often shows up as consistency, not intensity. A woman can be calm and still desire you deeply. She might not spam you with messages, but she consistently answers, consistently engages, consistently continues. That consistency is the signal. The seventh sign, she makes it easier for you to lead. This is the one that ties everything together. A woman who desires you cooperates with your direction, not blindly, not desperately, but smoothly. If you suggest a plan, she doesn't make it hard for no reason. If you escalate a conversation slightly deeper, she follows. If you propose a time to talk, she offers availability. If you suggest meetings, she responds with interest, not avoidance. This is not about compliance in a toxic sense. It's about receptivity. Desire creates receptivity. Here's how it looks in real life. You make a simple move forward and she meets you halfway. You don't have to drag the interaction. You don't have to beg. You don't have to convince. It feels like the door is unlocked. And if you've ever been in a situation where you felt like you had to constantly prove yourself, constantly chase, constantly fight for basic attention, that is usually not desire. That's you hoping. Desire has warmth, it has responsiveness, it has a yes energy, even if it's subtle. Now let me protect you from a dangerous mistake. Confusing friendliness with desire. Some women are naturally warm. They smile. They are kind. They talk to everyone. That's not a sign of desire by itself. The difference is focus and exclusivity. Does she treat you like she treats everyone, or does she treat you like a priority? Desire narrows attention. It becomes selective. It creates inside jokes, special eye contact, private moments, extra investment, and personal disclosure. Friendliness is broad. Desire is targeted. Another mistake, assuming one sign is enough. It's not. Attraction is a pattern. You want clusters. If you see proximity plus investment plus playful challenge plus self-disclosure, that's a strong cluster. If you see mirroring plus attention correction plus easy receptivity to your lead, that's another strong cluster. But if all you have is, she laughed at my joke, relax. That's not a green light. That's a moment. Now, since you're watching this, you're probably not satisfied with just knowing the signs. You want to know what to do with them. Because reading desire is useless if you sabotage the next move. So here's the strategic part. When you notice multiple signs, your job is to do three things. Stay grounded, increase specificity, and lead with respect. Staying grounded means you don't get frantic. You don't start performing. You don't talk faster. You don't overtext. You don't try to lock it down in one conversation. Calm is attractive because calm signals power and self-control. Increasing specificity means you stop being generic. You stop talking like you talk to anyone. You make the interaction more personal. You use her name. You reference her preferences. You create a private rhythm between the two of you. Specificity is where attraction becomes real, because it tells her, I see you. I'm not just chasing attention. I'm choosing. Leading with respect means you create forward momentum without pressure. You invite, you don't corner. You propose, you don't demand. You escalate gradually. You read her responses. If she's receptive, you go forward. If she hesitates, you slow down without collapsing. This is how you build attraction that lasts. Let me also give you a truth that will save you years. A woman can desire you and still protect her image. Sometimes she will hide desire because she doesn't want to look too interested. Sometimes she's nervous. Sometimes she's been hurt. Sometimes she's in a social environment where she doesn't want attention. So desire may appear as controlled signals. Small looks, quick touches, indirect investment, subtle tests. That's why you need to read clusters, not fireworks. Another important truth. Desire grows when you give it a safe container. That means you don't embarrass her. You don't force her to admit attraction. You don't put her on the spot in front of others. You don't make crude jokes. You don't rush physical escalation. You don't act like you're entitled to anything. You lead with class. Because the highest form of attraction is when she feels both pulled and safe. Pulled by your masculinity, your certainty, your confidence. Safe because you're respectful, emotionally stable, and not trying to take something from her. Now I want you to do something right now. Think of the last interaction where you felt unsure. Did you see any of these signs? Was she near you more than necessary? Did she mirror you? Did she invest and then check your reaction? Did she open windows into her world? Did she challenge you playfully? Did she seek your attention when it wasn't convenient? Did she make it easier for you to lead? Be honest. Not hopeful. Honest. If you saw none of them, the move is not to chase harder. The move is to improve yourself and meet new options. If you saw one or two, the move is to stay relaxed and observe patterns. If you saw three or more, then you have something. And your job is not to confess feelings. Your job is to lead the connection forward. Let's sharpen each sign even more with precision, because details matter. With proximity, it's not just distance, it's orientation. A woman can be physically near you but emotionally absent. So look at how she positions her attention. Does she keep returning to your space? Does she keep turning toward you? Does she include you in her attention even when others are present? With mirroring, look at timing. If her reactions are immediate and natural, that's rapport. If she mirrors only after thinking, it might be politeness. Natural mirroring has rhythm, like music. With investment, look at memory. Desire remembers. She will remember a small detail you said, and she will bring it back later. Memory is a form of value. With windows into her world, look at vulnerability level. Not deep trauma, don't go there. But she'll share opinions, preferences, things that matter. She'll show you parts of her identity. With playful challenge, look at continuation. If she teases you and then disengages completely, it's not interest. If she teases you and stays, that's play. With attention correction, look at pattern again. One moment means nothing. Repeated moments mean she wants your focus. With receptivity to your lead, look at ease. Does she make plans smoother? Does she offer alternatives instead of shutting down? I can't that day, but I'm free this day is a very different energy from I'm busy with no alternative. Now let me warn you about overthinking. If you become obsessed with reading signs, you become nervous. And nervous energy kills attraction because it communicates, I need this outcome. The best seducers aren't the ones who analyze every blink. They're the ones who remain relaxed, present, and decisive when the pattern is clear. So use these signs as a compass, not as a microscope. And if you want a simple rule that never fails, desire makes effort feel natural. When a woman desires you, she doesn't feel like she's sacrificing to connect. She feels pulled. She wants to. She enjoys it. So the interaction has flow. If it feels heavy, confusing, constantly blocked, constantly delayed, constantly uncertain, either the desire isn't there or you're not leading well, or both. Now let's talk about the mindset that makes these signs appear more often in your life. Because you can't control her behavior, but you can control what you embody. Women desire men who have these 4 traits: clarity, composure, standards, and emotional depth. Clarity means you're not vague. You know what you want. You're not hiding behind friend vibes because you're scared. You communicate with your eyes, your tone, your direction, not with desperate words, just with certainty. Composure means you're calm under pressure. If she challenges you, you don't collapse. If she's busy, you don't panic. If she takes time to respond, you don't spiral. Composure is emotional strength. Standards mean you don't chase validation. You enjoy women, but you don't worship them. You choose. You observe. You accept what's given, and you don't beg for what's withheld. Standards create respect, and respect fuels desire. Emotional depth means you're not a robot. You have warmth. You listen. You can handle nuance. You can connect without losing yourself. That balance, strength plus depth, is deadly attractive. If you embody those traits, you won't need to hunt for signs. Signs will show up because women will feel safe enough to express interest and intrigued enough to invest. Now, I'm going to give you a final layer, something advanced men understand. Sometimes the strongest sign of desire is not what she does when you're present, it's what she does after you leave. Does she keep the connection alive? Does she follow up? Does she check your reactions? Does she try to maintain continuity? Desire hates unfinished loops. It wants resolution. It wants the next chapter. So if you're seeing those after behaviors, follow-ups, references, re-engagement, that's a strong indicator that you're on her mind. But again, do not become obsessed. Your power is in your life, your mission, your direction. The paradox is, the more you build a life you respect, the more women who desire you will reveal themselves. And here's the cleanest way to end this. Your job is not to get women. Your job is to become the kind of man women feel drawn to and then to choose with intelligence. Because desire is not rare. What's rare is a man who can read it correctly, handle it with class, and lead it into something real without ruining it. If you want, I can also write a follow-up script that covers what to say when you notice these signs, how to escalate without being pushy, and the biggest mistakes that silently kill attraction. So you don't just recognize desire, you convert it into a real connection.